Welcome back to Cocktails and Classics. I'm Dylan, and joining me as always is this beautiful bastard, Ben.
Ahoy, hoy.
And this week we watched On the Waterfront, a 1954 Elia Kazan film starring Marlon Brando. And I wanted to try a little I'm going to throw you for a loop here, Ben. I wanted to try a little segment to kick off this episode. I don't know. Titles, it's a work in progress, but it's going to just be quick little 5-minute segment. Pop Culture Corner, where we just go over everything going on pop culture wise and just throw out some headlines and we can discuss them and see what's going on, Ben.
Was I supposed to come prepared with headlines? Because if that's the case, let me tell you something, buddy.
No, I
you
got
probably
him.
should have sent me some sort of heads up.
No, I got them for you, Ben. Are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
All right. So, Lilo and Stitch live action becomes the first movie of the year to reach $1 billion globally this week. Just kind of crazy. I feel like there's a lot of big movies, but maybe they're just all coming out like right now. Because talking about going to watch Superman, I'm looking at like what's in theaters right now, and it's like Superman, Jurassic World Rebirth, F1, like How to Train Your Dragon. I'm like, I feel like those movies might hit $1 billion globally. We'll see. But then also like Lilo Stitch, I think has been in theaters for a little bit longer now. So
yeah, it also has the kids movie boost.
yeah,
Because
the other Pixar movie did not do as well, the Elio.
Yes.
So it is kind of and we're not in a recession, but we're like on the cusp of one. So I really feel like most people aren't going to the movies for fun when it costs $15-$20 a ticket.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think is the biggest thing. Like, every movie that is generally aimed at children is getting a 2-for-1 ticket.
Yeah.
Because you're marketing to kids. The kids are not going to the movie by themselves.
Yeah, their parents have to take them.
You're getting at least a parent and child. So for every kid you get, you're getting a parent.
My dad still won't let me live it down that he took me and my friends to go see Pokemon 2000, and he hated it. So
your dad did too.
Can't wait to find what that movie is for us when we're
my dad doesn't complain. I think he fell asleep like 5-10 minutes in. He was just like for him it was just a giant nap.
On July 17th, so yesterday, as of recording, one of the whips from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which once belonged to Princess Diana, sold at auction for $525,000. And the day before, the Rosebud sled from Citizen Kane sold for $14.75 million. Making it one of the most expensive movie props ever sold at auction. And I was reading, like, the whole auction as a whole is going to be one of the highest, or not, if not the highest, like, memorabilia auction of all time. And they also had, like, one of the knit hats from Home Alone still to go. Some of the katanas from Kill Bill. What was one of the other ones? I forget what the other items was, but it's just crazy that, like, the sentence, a whip formerly owned by Princess Diana from like Indiana Jones, threw me for a loop because I guess Harrison Ford gifted it to then Prince Charles, who then gave it to Diana, who then gave it to whoever had it for the auction.
Yeah.
I was like, it had to be a gift from like Harrison Ford or something. Like, James Gunn, off the high of Superman, teased us Supergirl, the second feature in the DC universe, which is going to be directed by Craig Gillespie, debut June 26, 2026, with the Look Out little mural. Ben, are you hype? I mean, you've already seen Superman, so don't be like, oh my god, like go too far into it. I haven't seen it yet. We're going to talk about it soon on the podcast.
But I will reserve anything I need to say until after you've seen the movie.
Okay. Right. It's refreshing because I feel like, I mean, Henry Cavill, I'm sure did, but like I've seen stuff with what is it, Cronensweet? Is that like his last name?
David Cornsweet?
Cornsweet, yeah. Like I've seen stuff with him and like the girl who plays Lois Lane and stuff, and like they know their shit. And James Gunn knows his shit. And I'm like, okay, I feel like they know what they're doing. They've got this down.
Yes, and I think not to say that I don't want to say Zack Snyder didn't know his shit. I don't think that's true. I think he was very familiar with the character. I don't think he just went in without doing his research. I just don't agree with what his read of the character was. I'm much more aligned with what James Gunn did. I came back. I told my wife, I said, I can't wait for a couple years to be able to show my son this Superman.
Wow.
Because I couldn't show him Man of Steel until he were much older than I could show him this Superman.
That's good. Like I jokingly told my wife, I was like, I'm gonna take Isla to go see Superman, and she was like, no. I was like, I'll just ask the projectionist to skip all the spooky parts.
Not a lot of spooky, I guess. I wouldn't say a lot of spooky.
Or like thrilling, I guess, or suspenseful.
She'll love. Does she like dogs?
Not really.
Oh,
she's been licked in the face a couple times by dogs, and just is not a fan of that, which understandable.
Then don't take her. Don't take her.
She'll see a dog and be like, "Ooh, puppy," but she doesn't want to get licked by dogs.
Well, I'm not expecting her to get licked in a movie theater by a dog. I'm just I
saw adoptions have gone up because of crypto. So
good.
This was viral like yesterday. So this may not even be relevant by the time this episode goes out. But the video, did you see of Coldplay where there was the CEO and the HR woman?
I was telling my wife about it, and she's like, "Oh my god, what?" And then she said something to me this morning. She's like, "If they just would have acted way more nonchalant."
That's what I said. Yes.
No one would have even noticed, because no one knows who these people are.
Yeah. The fact that they ducked out of frame is the reason why it went viral. Like they
viral.
made a whole like puff up about it, and I'm like, if you would have just sat there and been like, you would have been good. You would have been fine. I mean, your spouse might have found out eventually, but like
better yet,
don't have an affair.
If you don't have an affair,
don't call
That's rule 1. Okay, that's top. That's at the top level. Level below that, maybe your rich ass didn't need those box seats.
Ruth,
if you were in that box, I guarantee you that camera ain't panning to you. If you're just arms around one another in the cheap seats with us peasants, odds are you're still cooking. Which is wrong, and you shouldn't do it, because that's tier A. Tier B, don't be so wealthy.
That one's in the commandments, I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
I think so. I think that was the 11th one, though, was thou shalt pay for cheap seats.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking the other one about adultery.
Yeah, no, that one's, again, A tier. I'm talking the, like, just missed it. You know, if we're talking like in the bracket of commandments, this one just barely missed out on the tourney. All right. It was the first or last out. Thou shalt pay for cheap seats.
And then the last story I wanted to go over real fast is just the Late Show with Stephen Colbert is canceled.
Okay.
Will end in May 2026.
I thought you were going to bring me into this whole Epstein thing, and I was going to be like, man.
Oh, well. It's not far
off.
I'm
only 31. I was not around.
Uh, um, with CBS calling it a purely financial decision against a challenging
Okay.
backdrop in late night television, even though Colbert has the highest late night ratings of any network. CBS's poll to or move to pull Colbert off the air comes after 2 weeks. 2 weeks after Paramount Global announced to agree that they agreed to pay Trump $16 million to settle their lawsuit about 60 Minutes. And then Colbert went on the air and called it a big fat bribe, alleging that Paramount made the payment because they want to secure their Skydance merger. Um, Colbert went on air and said that, the big fat bribe bit. And then earlier today, the Writers Guild of America issued a statement saying that it has significant concerns that the late night show's cancellation is a bribe, sacrificing free speech to curry favor with the Trump administration as the company looks for merger approval. And then just minutes ago, we learned that the CEO of Skydance met privately with the chairman of the FCC just days before Colbert was pulled off the air.
Uh, Paramount's in some deep shit, not just for this, because I think Stephen Colbert is going to land on his feet.
Oh, he's
He's
going to go
going
do
to
some
get
internet show where he can do his own thing.
he's going to get the Conan O'Brien treatment, where someone they're gonna. I don't know if he's on like a set. I don't know if he'll have the same countdowny type thing like Conan had, because there
I
was
hope he,
no
I hope he
going
goes the
into a
Conan route.
podcast, whatever. Goes to TBS and just
No,
does
no,
whatever.
goes the Conan
Oh,
route of just does not give a shit the final 10 months and just
oh God.
lambastes Trump the
Oh,
whole time.
would be absolutely great. Um, no, I think this will end. It will come of something. I think it'll come of something with, and I don't know, but I could see him doing HBO like John Oliver.
I could see that.
Um, I could see him just doing something on his own,
I feel like
internet
it'll probably
wise.
be, yeah, more so that.
Um, I know people have talked about him and Jon Stewart, but I don't know how locked in Jon Stewart is with the Daily Show stuff going on right now.
Does he still have that
Um,
thing with Apple too, Jon Stewart?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know I so not only do you have everything going on with Colbert, but also with the Skydance merger and Paramount, they have royally fucked up with the
South
Matt and
Park?
Trey at South
Yeah.
Park,
I
to the
read that the
point
other
where
day
they're
too.
like, they still do not have the streaming rights now. Things are still up on Max. They're delaying the season, which, let's be honest, South Park and the Daily Show obviously yearly runs
Yeah.
and brings in, but that South Park, that network has one show, and that's the Daily Show right now.
What, you
Which
don't love
no,
Office reruns?
which no offense to the Daily Show currently as it stands, but I don't think it does as well when it's not a Stewart hosted episode.
Yeah.
I think them not having a set host has really kind of made it difficult for them to really lock in an audience. So right now, that network is literally hanging by a thread, and its biggest fish is trying to cut the line and run. Um, so
Yeah. I
not
mean,
ideal.
I feel like they're just gonna throw it under.
Oh, and that network's gonna be, yeah. That network is literally, it's Office reruns, it's Seinfeld reruns. That's it. They don't do specials anymore. They don't have any other like real original programming. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
what was the
Key and
last
Peele
original
probably.
show that they had besides like
I guess technically they have
Workaholics?
one going on with Digman, I think, right now. But the only reason Digman gets any sort of rating is because it's got a South Park lead in. Um, but I don't think they have very much like I said, in terms of original. Yeah, it's been since Workaholics, Key and Peele, that kind of era in the late 20 shit, was that even the late 2010s?
Yeah,
I
I
I
think I
I
think Key and Peele was still going on when we were in college.
Okay, then Key and Peele was probably the
Yeah,
last.
2015
Okay,
was the last year.
say. Okay, so I was gonna say because Workaholics. I remember quoting Workaholics in high school.
That I think that
So
went longer than Key and Peele though.
no, I Workaholics only went like 3 seasons.
7.
Really?
2011, yeah, 2011 to 2017. Key and Peele went 12 to 15.
Damn. I thought they were. Maybe it's because I binged through Workaholics and it just felt very short.
They had shorter seasons. They only had like 10. They had one 20 season episode, and the rest were like 10 to 13. So
Okay, that explains it then.
yeah, it's only 80 episodes for
Which
7
again,
seasons.
going back to South Park, Paramount's been landing them for specials,
Yeah,
but it's
they've
come
been
at the
doing weird shit with them.
cost of the fact that South Park only does like a 6 episode season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think Paramount is really kind of playing itself here, and in terms of the network or even like major subscription based things, Paramount Plus does not hold a candle to a lot of the other ones, at least in my opinion. And I feel like they're playing a dangerous game that's going to end up with them selling off a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so they did 20 season 23 was 10 episodes. That was 2019. 2020 they
Yeah.
had 2 episodes in 24 season 24. 2021 they had 2 specials. 2022 they had 6 episodes in 25 and 2 specials. 2023 they had 6 episodes in season 26 and 3 specials. And
Yep.
then 27 was supposed to come out July of this year, the
Yep.
23rd.
Third. Yeah.
So, but that was Pop Culture Corner. If that's something you're interested in, we can always redo that, or we'll see if everyone skips that to go straight to On the Waterfront. But analytics are fun, you know. You can see what
Yeah.
people really hate.
Whatever.
If you want to watch On the Waterfront as a recording, it's available on the Criterion channel. It's also like, you know, you can rent it anywhere. And I feel like this is
It's
one that
also
probably...
on Tubi.
It's on Tubi?
It's on Tubi. Free.
Ah, man.
Minimal
Well,
commercial breaks. Minimal.
oh,
I mean,
okay.
like, I think
Interesting.
3 in the whole movie. At least that's
See,
all I got.
the problem with Just Watch is I have mine like set to like just the ones I like and use. So
Yeah.
I need to get my Just Watch like more open, but On the Waterfront, like I said earlier, it's 1954 legal drama, thriller, crime, starring Marlon Brando, Carl Malden, Lee J. Cobb, Rod Steiger, Eva Marie Saint as Eddie Doyle, directed by Elia Kazan, who I was like, who is this? I don't know. Like I don't know. And then I started looking at his director credits and was like, oh, you know, just casually, East of Eden. Rebel Without a Cause, I think, was on there too, and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Streetcar.
Oh yeah, Streetcar Named Desire.
I think the issue is that, and I know there's good shows and that kind of cover this, but early Hollywood was so studio driven that like the directors didn't really. They did not get name recognition like they do now.
Now, yeah. Oh,
I
he
mean,
did not do
Hitchcock,
Rebel Without a
but
Cause.
that was
Sorry.
about it.
Yeah, but I feel
I
like
was gonna let it slide, but
I feel like Hitchcock might be like, because he had that like Hitchcock hour later in his life where it was
yeah.
all of his stuff and he was on TV and is more of a persona at that point.
I also,
I mean,
just
he also
think
has like
he did
200
also,
fucking credits or some shit. Like he made
yeah,
so many movies.
And a lot of them were so very like in the same vein.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
Not to
these
take away
movies
from
were
him at
just
all,
like
but
no, and not to say that in a negative way, but like you look at what Elia Kazan did, and it's just a lot of kind of drama movies,
yeah.
but it's not like he has a specific set of movie like this is what he does. He does this, and he will do this for everything. It was a lot more like the studio decided on a movie from a screenwriter and then said, we're giving this to this director and they'll make it. And this actor is now who's going to be the draw, which is interesting because we'll get in. I want to have more in depth Brando conversation, but I am
Oh.
curious.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we can take this conversation wherever we want. Who cares? We can say whatever the hell we want. We can do whatever the hell we want. But this one has been on my watch list for a long time, and I think I said this when we were kind of discussing the movie and like trying to choose what we wanted to watch. Because neither of us had seen this film before, correct?
Correct.
You knew one of the quotes. I know you knew the like I could have been somebody. I could have been I could
Yeah.
have been a contender. Um, the poster used on some of the sites and stuff is just so misleading to me. Like I'm thinking of the one that's here on Letterboxd. Um, is just so misleading to me. Um, like this looks like a horror movie to me with the bloodied hook and like
Huh.
him coming up with the cut. Like that does not scream legal mob crime drama to me, which is very much what this movie is. It's almost like a romance
Yeah.
mob
Well,
drama.
it's
And
very interesting because I had never seen that.
oh, so
That
I had
never
seen
came up
this
for
one,
me
and then
on
I'd seen
mine.
the like the blue one where it's like his
Yeah,
face.
I've seen the blue one, and then I've seen the one that's on IMDb of like him with his fist up, looking like he's just gotten punched.
Yeah, he's got like lipstick on his lips or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, But On the Waterfront is the story of an ex prize fighter turned New Jersey longshoreman, struggles to stand up to his corrupt union bosses, including his older brother, as he starts to connect with the grieving sister of one of the syndicate's victims. Um, and I don't know how many Marlon Brando movies I've seen. You know, I've seen The Godfather, I've seen Apocalypse Now. Other than that, I don't know too many that I've actually seen. And one thing I wanted to say about this movie as well was like, I feel like this movie is a little underrated or just not discussed enough. I mean, it sits at an 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb, and it's a 4.2 out of 5 on Letterboxd. But I don't hear people every day talking about like, yo, have you seen On the Waterfront? Like, this movie was fucking good. Like, I was, and I know you said you wanted an in-depth Brando conversation. He's so good in this movie. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like,
No, this movie gave, and this is where I was going to go. It's such a shame. Um, Obviously, we talked about Superman. Uh, I was rewatching some of the stuff from Christopher Reeve where he talks about his interaction with Marlon Brando on the set of Superman and how disappointed he was because he's like he just didn't care and no one held him accountable for it. Like no one
hmm.
was willing to say anything. It sounds like it's such a shame that he just kind of started phoning it in because he was so freaking good in this and just phenomenal. I mean, start to finish, I was just like, wow, his performance is absolutely phenomenal. And then I think of like, other things I've seen Brando in, and yeah, he was good in The Godfather. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, he phoned it in there. But from what I also heard, he didn't really memorize most of his lines. Most of them he had taped somewhere or kind of like off screen somewhere to just kind of do it. And then, by God, in Superman, he just, Jesus Christ, it's like he barely showed up. Um, Obviously, I haven't seen like
A
Streetcar. It's
streetcar.
it's
Yeah.
it's another one that's on my list of like need to watch type things. Um, but yeah, it sounds like as he got later into his career, it went from being like this is the gold standard
Yeah.
to like, yeah, you know what? I'm the gold standard, so I can do whatever the hell I want. And if that means
Yeah.
I just show up and read my lines however I
Get
want
my
to, then
check and leave. Yeah.
fuck you, pay me. Like, and it's kind of a shame to hear that's kind of how it became. The other thing I wanted to bring up too, and talking about kind of the studio system of that is like, and I don't know, I'm kind of curious. How many movies had Brando done before we got to this?
Um. While you're
Um,
looking that up, I want to shout
okay, he
out.
had done Streetcar, Julius Caesar, Viva Zapata. Okay, so we'd done a couple. I was
Yeah.
just going to talk about the fact that, like, how I said the studio system, it wasn't as much about a director. It was like, who's the leading man? And that's how we sell tickets. It's so interesting to me because I feel like that was a common thing all the way up until about maybe the mid 2000s. I feel like nowadays, if there's a good director attached, people will go see the movie even if it's a complete unknown starring.
Yeah.
Like there is no I don't know, and again we kind of talked about economic reasons, but like very few, I mean Tom Cruise, but even then, you look at the movies Tom Cruise has put out lately and it's all franchise stuff
Yeah.
that's kind of helped to carry. I don't know that there's a lot that like if it was an absolute dog shit looking movie of an actor you could put in it that would make it an absolute moneymaker. Like I know Dwayne Johnson is like one of the top box office people, but
As I say, The Rock
Black
and
Adam
Kevin
was a
Hart, maybe.
Black Adam was a dud.
Yeah. But how much of it is like, well, I don't know. I was going to say how much of it is like people don't know Black Adam like that and they're not really. It also came out like towards the tail, like when people were like really exhausted with superhero movies. I don't
I mean, I get it,
but
but I'm just saying that just it's
yeah.
not like people will go see a movie no matter what because it has X person in it anymore.
Yeah. And I wonder if part of that is also just like you're able to see trailers more now. Like I wonder if part of that is like you know because Hannah and I were even kind of talking about like earlier, just like you remember when you had to look up show times in like a newspaper, Eh,
Yeah.
or like the TV guide and stuff, and it was like you're like, oh, I want to see whatever's coming out, you know, and some of it was just watching like looking at posters. Like now you get a lot of trailers on TV. You get it, you can see it on the internet. Like you get it in
I
TikTok
remember
clips and stuff. It's like,
I remember when seeing it, sometimes there was nothing about a movie coming out until you saw a trailer for it in the movie theater.
yeah.
I remember
I mean,
going to
that is honestly
see
the best.
I can't remember what movie in like the late 90s. And it starts off with a trailer and it's going around this thing and you see the shadow and it looks like Batman. And we're in the movie theater like, wait, there's a Batman movie coming out? No one has leaked any there were no behind the scenes pictures that got leaked all the time. There were no like here's a sneak peek of whoever in the Batman costume. It turned out to be a Scooby-Doo trailer, which no one also knew that they were doing a Scooby-Doo movie. But like that's how they introed the first like teaser in the movie
Yeah.
theaters. And it was like, "Oh shit, what? A Scooby-Doo movie?" I'm also excited about, but like
Yeah.
no one knew. You didn't know anything. I will say I did as best as I could with Superman to avoid seeing a ton of pre. Like, I did not go to any of like the comic booky nerd websites to be like, oh, did someone sneak a peek at
I'm
what
trying
is
to
so and
avoid
so gonna look like?
spoilers
So I was
so
like, you
hard.
know what? I just want to go into it and not know a ton. If there's
It's like
cast
we
news or whatever that's been announced, like cool, great, that's fine if it's available to general public stuff, but I'm not going out and actively researching for stuff. And I
yeah.
will
Yeah.
say
I
it
mean,
made the movie feel that much better. It was so much better that it wasn't like I'm now waiting for this to happen, and if something happens, I'm like, oh, I knew that was coming. Everything was fresh. And I do kind of miss that. I don't like the fact that now everyone has a goddamn spy device on their person at all fucking times to snap pictures of shit that they shouldn't be seeing.
we talked about this at some point, but it's like, yeah, you were like, well, you don't know that this guy's in the movie, and I was like, no, like I saw the Superman trailer, I think once. I watched it, and I haven't seen anything since.
Oh, it
I've
was
been on.
uh
Was it Nathan
um
Fillion?
yeah, Nathan Fillion
No,
playing Green
okay, yeah,
Lantern. Which
yeah.
again, if you saw the trailer, you were like, spoiler alert. I'm like, he's in the fucking trailer.
but
Like,
I,
it's
but
very
like that's my
common
thing. Is like,
knowledge.
I've seen it, and then it's like, I, I'm I'm not gonna. I'm hyped for the movie. I'm not gonna trying to stay off like Twitter. I'm
Oh,
trying to stay
fair.
off like Threads, Reddit, because like it's the same thing with like when we watched Long Legs. We talked about it where he's like where he's sitting there and like the whole get up like waiting at the bus stop. Like that meme was used so much. So when that came up in the movie, like I was like waiting for that to happen and like anticipating that part of the movie because it's like I'd seen it and it'd been memed a million times. Superman, I haven't seen anything. And like I'm online a decent amount, and maybe it's because I'm trying to avoid all that stuff, or maybe we just live in a hellscape where people aren't memeing that much. But um, it's like I'm trying to avoid that, and I'm hype. And when it comes to like on the waterfront, I feel like it just I you know I didn't even know this movie won Best Picture. Talking about the like the overhype and stuff, like or the under appreciated, like it won 8 Oscars. It's number 209 on like IMDb's top 250. It won
And
Best
I'll be
Picture.
honest, that feels low to me just because people haven't seen it in the age of movie
That's
review
what
sites.
that's what I'm thinking because like it won Best Picture, Best Actor in a leading role for Marlon Brando. It was nominated for Best Actor in a supporting role for Lee J. Cobb, who oh it's just so good. It's just so good. When I saw him, I was like, where do I know him from? So I had to like start looking up where he's from because I thought it was maybe Doctor Strangelove, but then I was like, oh, 12 Angry Men. Okay. Um, best another best actor in a supporting role for Carl Malden. Um, also nominated Rod Steiger for best actor in a supporting role, best actress in a supporting role. Eva Marie Saint won. Best director it won. Best writing it won. Best cinematography it won. Best art direction, set direction it won. Best film editing it won, and it was nominated for best music. Like that's crazy. Could I
Yeah.
name you another
No,
movie
that's
from 1954? Probably not. But like,
no.
uh,
I always love with these movies too is that just because it's me personally, for people who have any sort of interest in these things, is when you see someone in the background and you're trying to recognize the person and then you finally place them was kind of cool. Uh, the big like tall like oafish looking guy that you see,
yeah, like the
that was
muscle.
Fred Gwynn, Herman Munster.
Mm,
He's also the old man in Pet Cemetery. The I wouldn't go down that road.
yes. Judd.
Um, yes. Also, um, Pat Hingle famously played Commissioner Gordon in all of the '90s Batman movies. He was like one of the like background mobster characters that doesn't really talk at all, but was there. I was like, this guy looks really familiar. Why? And then I was like, wait a minute. And then when I saw the pictures of him, I was like, oh yeah, duh. He's he's Commissioner Gordon. It all makes sense. But it is crazy that that they had that type of people, like so much of a cast,
Yeah.
and then just still like, I, absolutely crazy to me how it feels like no one talks about this. Like you said, no one talks about this movie.
Well,
No one
and we've
mentions it
talked
when they're
about,
like, you know, I think you get a lot of like the James Dean Rebel Without a Cause, and I feel like this movie should get as much reverence, if not maybe more.
and we've discussed like crazy ensemble casts in the past and stuff. And this one is kind of nuts. Like there's a lot of big names like nowadays, but also like everyone shines. I feel like and you know, sometimes I feel like when you have this big ensemble cast, like some people can kind of fall in the background and they kind of be this like supporting role where they show up and it's whatever. But like I mean, the story and the plot around like the father trying to like get the union workers together to like speak up and overthrow the mob. I'm like, damn, this dude's killing it. Marlon Brando being the main character, kind of having this like morality or like a moral compass decision where he's like, oh well, I didn't think they were gonna kill the guy, but like, should I go speak? Like, I like his sister. Like, keep it to myself. I don't, you know. And even like the scene with the brother Charlie in the car when it's like, uh, when Marlon Brando's character is kind of like, yeah, like my own brother betrayed me, and like I could have been somebody because you bet on me, and I had to throw my fight. Like,
You bet
and
against
him,
me. Yeah, you bet on the other guy, so I had to take a fall.
yeah, like oh man, like everybody in this movie freaking killed it.
Even the kid actors were really good.
Oh, the two like pigeon boys. I don't know
Yeah,
what their names were, but
yeah. But the kid who throws it and it's like a pigeon for a pigeon.
yeah,
Oh, suck it, nerd. Just
you
chucking
tattled.
bird, just chucking birds at people. That's what we do now.
Um,
Um,
I feel like if I had to find a complaint with this movie, I feel like some of the romance scenes were a little and maybe that's just like Terry being a little awkward. But I feel like that would be my only complaint is like a little bit of the romance feels a little ham fisted some of the times, in
like
my
the scene
opinion.
where he breaks down her door and then like
They just
basically
kisses
is
her.
she's yeah, that one was I watched that and I went, maybe that's not the play. Hear me out.
It, it
Don't do
turned out
that.
okay in the end, but
I don't feel like that's a good excuse for bad behavior. No, 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 no.
that's true.
It was fine. It worked out in the end. And if it hadn't, pray tell, Marlon, what then?
Yeah, it was like that scene in particular was a little problematic. I feel like where he's like breaks in and she's like, leave, leave, leave. No, you love me. Say it. And it's like, okay, all right.
You love
How
me.
many times has that
Say
ever
it.
worked in history?
I'm not gonna say it. Then I'm just gonna force myself upon you, and then eventually he'll just cave. Like,
It's 1950s cinema.
very obvious a man wrote this script.
God damn. Um, I don't even know where we go on this one. Terry, uh, which is Marlon Brando's. He's an ex-prize fighter. We first like see him. He goes to a house, like an apartment complex, and he yells for somebody, James, I guess. Um, yells for James to come up to the roof. He's gonna give him back his pigeon that he left somewhere or he found. Um, James goes up to the roof and gets thrown off by the mob, which is the Union. um, and Marlon Brando's character didn't didn't know that they were going to off him. Supposedly, thought he was just going to lean on him a little bit. Um, so Terry doesn't feel great about that.
Can we just talk about the fact that, like, early in the movie, before they discuss the fact that, like, hold on, sorry, I needed to fix my mic. Before they get to the point where they're like, he has the whole "I could have been somebody" scene. He's talking with Johnny, and he's like, "How many knockouts or whatever?" And he's like, "Just the one." And he's like, "Oh yeah, one too many." And, like, taps him on the head or whatever. And it's like, so not only did you force him to lose, but now you make fun of him for losing the fight that you made him lose?
Yeah,
What a douche.
he's not a good guy.
What a douche.
But so then the father Barry and Edie and I can't think of the dad's name. Do you remember the dad's name? Pop or
Pop?
something? Don't they call him
Pop Doyle.
something old? Pop, yeah.
Pop
Um,
Doyle.
they all they come down to the docks and they start the father mainly and Edie start asking questions about like uh, Jimmy's death, um, and then they have a meeting. Johnny Friendly gets Terry to go sit in on the meeting to find out if they're colluding or anything like that. Homeboy, it's gonna really test my knowledge of these fucking side characters. It's like JD or something, wasn't it? What was the fucking guy that was gonna talk to the cops?
Dog. How the fuck? Something Malloy. Wasn't it Malloy? Or no,
Yeah,
Malloy's the main character.
no,
No, Terry
Malloy's
Malloy's
them.
the main character. Uh, uh, uh. Oh my god. Yeah, it was something initial.
Oh god, oh god,
I
what's
don't
his
even
name?
see his name listed in here where I would
That's
recommend it.
yeah. Um,
It wasn't Duggan,
it
was
doesn't
it?
even Dugan. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
What's his first name?
KO?
Ko.
Yes.
Yeah, that was him.
KAYO.
Oh, and so we thought it was like Ko Dugan, but
Yes.
yeah, it doesn't even use his name on Wikipedia. It just says one of the workers.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, you poor bastard. No such thing as
yeah.
small parts, right? Except for the guy whose name everyone forgets.
But then on the cast list, it gives his whole God-given name, Timothy J. Ko Dugan. The plot does not care, but the cast list is like,
Uh,
oh man. So KO's gonna go testify. They get him offed by after after Terry fucks around. He gets thrown down in the pit. They drop some liquor on KO and kill him. Um,
this is the
yeah.
most in-depth plot summary I think you've ever given on a movie. I don't think we've ever gone through plot beat by beat to describe what happens before, and I did not know when to bring that up with you other than waiting till you got to the end of it.
Hey, you know what? Editing does a wonder.
uh, yeah. I don't even know where to jump off because there were spots I thought to interject, but then I was worried we'd lose our spot.
No, you just interject anytime, Ben. Just force your
uh,
way in the room like Terry and kiss me.
Let me in. Let me in. Say it. Say you want
Get
to hear
out!
my.
Stay away!
Say it. Say you want to hear my opinion on this scene. Say it. I don't. I don't. The difference is when we get to the end, the end, instead of you accepting it, will still be like, no, I still didn't want that. No one
Wait, I
asked
thought you
for
were talking
your
about.
opinion.
thought you were reviewing a movie, not making out with me. What are you doing?
No, I will not make out with you. This guy up here talking about chlorophyll. You trying to make out with me. Oh, everyone loves a good Adam Sandler reference in the middle of random conversation, right? I don't even remember now where I was going to go with this. I I'm now trying to catch my thought here. I did think it was interesting that this was like loosely based on a real story.
Interesting.
Um,
I did not know that.
yeah, Terry Malloy was based on longshoreman whistleblower Anthony DiVincenzo. Um,
Mm.
Father Barry was based on waterfront priest John Corridon, and Johnny Friendly was based on the mobster Albert Anastasia.
Wow. Would this change your opinion on the film at all, Ben? The film is widely considered to be Ilya Kazan's answer to those who criticized him for identifying 8 communists in the film industry before the House Committee on Un-American Activities in 1952. One of Kazan's critics was his friend and collaborator, the noted playwright Arthur Miller, who had earlier written the first version of the script for this movie, titled The Hook. Kazan had agreed to direct it, and in 1951, they had met with Harry Cohn at Columbia Pictures about making the picture. Cohn agreed in principle to making The Hook, but there were concerns about the portrayal of corrupt union officials. When Cohn asked the antagonist to be changed to communists, Miller refused. Cohn sent a letter telling Miller it was interesting he had resisted Columbia's desire to make the movie pro-American. Kazan asked Miller to rewrite the script. Miller declined due to his disenchantment with Kazan's friendly testimony before the HUAC. Kazan then replaced Miller with Bud Schulberg. The screenwriter later recalled how he had researched the story on the docs. Yeah. So that changed your opinion on the movie, that it's also kind of a super pro-American movie versus...
Well, it's just interesting because I did know that story about like Arthur Miller. I did not know that Elia Kazan was involved. Um, huh. So are you saying that he took it and then made it more American?
So that when like they agreed to do it, yes, it was kind of like change. Well, they didn't change it too much because obviously it's not outright like they're communists at the thing, but um, I mean they also treated a boy Arthur Miller a little wrong. Even if he is a communist, what does it matter? His political beliefs do not change who he is
I
as a
mean,
person.
to be fair, it says that Kazan was a member of the Communist Party from 1934 to 1936.
Well, and then he left and tattled.
Yeah, what a puss. It sounds kind of like he was kind of blacklisted.
Arthur Miller?
No, Kazan.
Hmm. I wonder from like
Like, because they said he received an honorary Academy Award in 1999, and the audience was still noticeably divided in their reaction. Then it lists some pretty heavy hitters refused to applaud. Um, Others listed gave standing ovations. Huh. Very interesting. But anywho, I don't want to dive too much into this rabbit hole because now I'm going to
What?
start reading about it for a lot.
You don't want to talk about McCarthyism, the Red Scare?
Nope, nope. I'll give it I'll give it 30 years and talk about how we went through it with people who were, you know, Democrats or, not
Socialists?
pro not not pro Trump, which made them communists. So after we live through this one and we get through that, maybe then when it becomes a joke that it happened again, then we can
Is
talk
it,
about
is
that
it a
again.
joke?
That's how I cope. Oh, that's how I cope anymore. Um, I do think it's interesting that Marlon Brando had, I guess, turned it down or didn't want to do this movie.
Interesting.
I'm reading this on IMDb. So it's described that Kazan used a ploy to entice Marlon Brando. He had a director, Carl Malden, direct a scene of the film with a fellow up and coming actor from the Actors Studio playing Terry Malloy. They figured Brando, being competitive, would not be eager to see such a huge role handed to some new screen heartthrob. The ploy worked, especially considering the competition had come in the form of none other than Paul Newman.
Ooh.
Now, I will say, I think Paul Newman also would have knocked this movie out of the park.
Yeah,
I think
could
he also would
definitely
have
see
done
that.
very good. I think maybe he probably doesn't do the accent as heavily as Brando does. I think he maybe plays it a little bit less New Yorky, but I still think he would have done an excellent job. Uh, Also, Grace Kelly turned down the role of Edie Doyle, instead opting
Hmm.
to make Rear Window, which also came out in
Well,
1954.
well, she probably did a good job. Rear Window is fantastic.
Yes, yes. Uh, but 19 that's one of the other ones that came out that year. That remember how we kept saying
Yeah.
we didn't
Yes,
know?
yes, yes, yes.
There it is. Well, let's see.
I was I was wondering about this. So the scene where Edie drops her glove and Terry picks it up, puts it on his hand was unplanned. Saint dropped her glove accidentally in rehearsal, and Brando improvised the rest. Uh, Kazan loved the new business and asked them to repeat it for the take. I was wondering about that because I was like, that just feels like something that would not be written in at all. Like it just seems so natural and method, and yeah, you can kind of tell it's pretty nice. It's a really good scene, that one, because then he's like got it on his hand and she's like trying to pull it, take it off and stuff.
Oh, this is interesting. Um, Rod Steiger, who plays Brando's older brother Charlie in the film, uh, is actually a year younger than Brando.
Interesting.
Crazy. Brando was 30 years old when he won his Oscar. He is the uh was the youngest person um to hold that title for 23 years until Richard Dreyfuss won it in 1977. And do you know who now currently holds that record
For what?
for youngest Oscar winner?
Just like
Youngest best actor,
in
I should say.
best actor.
Yeah. I
Uh,
I did know this. I actually did know this fact. It was 2002. if that helps.
2002 for
Yes.
Best Actor. Is it Jude
Yes.
Law?
It is not.
Um,
Director of the movie that this actor won for is ooh. I'll just say it because I don't want to give clues. Um, Roman Polanski directed movie.
oh, Adrian Brody
Yes, Adrian Brody
for The
was.
Pianist.
Yep, Adrian Brody
Okay.
was. I believe he was 29. That's when I read that it was like Brando was the youngest, and I was like, wait, what? No, he wasn't. That can't be right because Adrian Brody won it at 29. And then when I read further along, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So if
Timmy
you
hasn't won yet.
no, I don't think so.
Hmm. Needs to get on that. If he
Is
wants to break
he
the record, he should do it soon.
when would complete when would complete unknown be eligible? Was that last year?
Yeah.
Oh well, oh,
He was nominated for
better get
actor in a
on
leading
that,
role for it.
Timothée.
Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah,
Um, well, he was also nominated for Call Me by Your Name too in 2018. He would have been
for lead
a lot
or
younger. 2018, he would have been 23, right?
wow.
If I'm quick mathsing.
I did read where uh Edie Doyle's part was written as the lead, but they submitted her as a supporting just so they could get her an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, I
Spoiler.
thought that was weird.
Spoiler. It worked. She won.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did think that was weird when I was reading that earlier, and I was like supporting actress, and I was like, she's the leading actress, but
Yeah. Yep.
like she's a supporting character, but um, anything else? I feel like I don't even know what the hell we've talked about in this movie. We can keep going if we want.
Um, I don't have, I guess, a ton more to talk about. Um, I guess we could probably just dive right in and get in there.
It's weird. I mean, it's weird because like, and, and I think we've talked about this on other movies where it's like it's a really good movie. It's a little hard to talk about because I feel like not a lot happens that is like particularly like exciting or interesting. It's a really well made movie. It's really well acted. The story is really good. But at no point is there like
Here's this
besides maybe
big
the
thing to talk
scene
about.
in the yeah, besides like the scene in the car where we find out that his brother like bet against him and that, there's not a lot that I'd be like, bro, the scene where he does this, like that was great. Like that's not the type of movie this is. It's a legal drama romance movie. Like I don't know. Like it's not one that I'm just gonna like pick apart scenes and be like, wow, this is crazy. Like Monty Python, we could go through the whole thing and quote the movie and like talk about this funny scene and that funny scene.
Yeah.
But some of these movies, it's a little harder to talk about because it is so good, and there's nothing that I can just pick apart and like rib to oblivion. It's like it's a low key movie. It's not very high stakes. Besides, like, are they gonna off Terry? I don't know. And that's the scene. That's the same scene that we've been talking about. That is the one scene you talk about. I feel like I don't know, but yeah, neither of us had seen this film, so you're gonna get two fresh ratings from the Goob Squad. Ben, do you want to lead off, or you want me to lead off?
You go ahead.
Um, like I had said, this one was on my watch list for a while. I think I just kind of scroll through Letterboxd sometimes. I'm one of those people who is terrible to like watch a movie with just at random unless we like have it pre-picked out. I will sit on like HBO Max or whatever service and just scroll for like 30 minutes and be like, that would be pretty good to watch. That would be pretty good to watch. I could also just watch something I've seen before and just like add my watch list and do all that sort of stuff. So like I think I did that on Letterboxd and added this movie on there. And like I said at the beginning, I saw the cover with the hook and I was like, oh, is it like a scary movie from the 50s? Like that's weird. Marlon Brando. Um, and I knew it was loved. It has high ratings, but I didn't know it was this good. Um, it is so well acted. Like we said, great ensemble cast, even though the ensemble is in their place, I feel like. Like, it's not like an ensemble cast of like everyone's kind of the star. This one is like Marlon Brando is the star of this film, but the supporting actors fucking are so good. And that's what really elevates this movie in a piece that, like we said, is not that exciting. It's not that crazy. There's not these crazy action sequences. Like, you need the supporting actors to really help tell the story and lift it up and make it what it is. Um, it's it's got some great dialogue. I think there is some pretty good chemistry between Edie and Terry. Their relationship, like we said, there's one scene that's a little weird, but for the most part, I think they're kind of this awkward, like she's at a, it's not a seminary. What is it for like nuns? Can't think of what the term is for not a monastery. Is it a monastery?
I don't know.
What
It's a good question.
I grew up Baptist. I don't know all that jazz. Um, uh, she's at like a school for nuns. So like she's kind of like fresh into love. He's just been this fighter and this mob guy, and I'm sure he's whatever. But like they have this awkward love interaction of like I'm the bad boy, but she's a good girl. So like I don't really know how to interact with this. Uh, but it's yeah, I don't know. Brando kills it. Lee J. Cobb kills it. Carl Maldon kills it. Um, Deserving of all the awards. Like, you sometimes you look at lists and you're like, oh, what's like the worst Oscar winner? Not this movie. This movie fucking rocks. I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Um, and it's an hour and 48 minutes. That's a perfect time for a movie. It never felt like it was dragging. Um, it was a good one. I highly recommend this one if you've never seen it. Like we said, I think it's kind of under recommended. I think it's underappreciated. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I echo pretty much everything you said. I also had it at an 8. Um, and you just touched on it at the end, but I was blown away when I finished the movie and I was like, damn. And then I looked at the clock and I was like 2 hours? Like, really? Holy shit. Feels good to watch a good movie in 2 hours.
Yeah.
We've had the conversation as both of us being parents at some other movies that we've talked about wanting to do, and then we see the run times are like 3 hours long. It's like I cannot find the time.
Yeah.
So for this to be like, oh yeah, I can pop this on and knock it out 2 hours. That's not bad at all. That's solid. Um, was
But then those
nice. It
two
was
hours to not
refreshing.
feel like 2 hours? Oh,
That's the
thank
thing.
you.
It didn't, and
Thank you.
it didn't feel like rushed. It didn't feel rushed, but it also didn't. Yeah, it didn't drag. Where I'm just sitting there every 5 minutes, being like, how much is left in this? How much more do I have to watch? This movie just it started and it goes. I think also just the starting almost immediately with the guy getting killed does
Um,
bring you in very quickly. Like it does a good job of like here's a key beat and something that's going to draw you in is a murder. Like boom. Oh shit. All right, we're in it. I think nowadays this movie would have had 20 minutes of intro of Terry working on a dock and a backstory of how he knows Jimmy. And back then it was just like, hey, this Jimmy guy likes pigeons. Throw a pigeon up there. And then we're going to cut away and we watch Jimmy fall. And then we're going to give you just some of that delicious throwaway dialogue to explain why this happened in a matter of like 30 seconds. And then we're just going to move on. Sounds good.
It's very much like a horror cold open.
Yeah, it really is.
Like if
That
you
gets
watch,
you right
like
into
I think
it.
of like Get Out, how there's like the little like, and a lot of horror movies do it, but that like first little kill where you like the thing that is out there, and then you get into like the movie, like that's what that felt like to me. It was kind of like,
Yeah,
drop you right in. Here's what's happening. Boom. All right, now we
yeah,
and
it
explain
is.
Terry as we go. Explain the situation as we go on.
Yes. Yeah, I think sometimes that's a little lost nowadays. As much as people love the show don't tell, I think we've lost a little bit of just like use the dialogue to give exposition and do in 2 minutes what you want to show in 15. We're good. Keep it moving. Um yeah, I again, if anyone has ever wondered why people revere Marlon Brando and talk about him as one of like kind of the pioneers of method acting and all of these kind of things, and he's revered as one of the greatest actors. Watch this movie and try and tell me that you don't think he was one of the greatest actors. He was phenomenal in this. I cannot echo enough how impressive it was. Even knowing that this was like one of his key films. So my expectations were already kind of high. And I finished this movie being like, damn, that was impressive. That was an impressive performance. Especially when you're like, oh yeah, 1950s, like, yeah, it's gonna be okay, but it's gonna be very old Hollywoody, and it's really not. He just, I think he could have given this performance in any era of Hollywood, and he would have won an Oscar for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's the method actor, you know.
He's the goat. The goat.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Oh, I'm glad you picked
uh,
up on that. I was really worried that was gonna fall super flat,
he's
and
a
people.
bum. He can't play. uh, oh man. Um. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to rate and subscribe. You can check out On the Waterfront on Tubi as of recording, with some minimal ads, according to Ben. Check us out next time. Depends on when this is edited and when we record the next one, but we're about to do Superman as well, the new one. So check out that. That'll probably be the freshest movie we've ever done. Because we haven't really, in these 5 years of doing the podcast, we really haven't had time to go to the movies that much, being dads and dealing with pandemics and stuff. But yeah, we appreciate you listening. Share with your friends and family. Comment wherever you listen. Helps us out, and we'd love to hear what you got to say and send us your recommendations. And as always, watch responsibly.